Hey everyone. Today is my very first vlog series that I will be doing. And this is all on cassette tapes. I actually now have a cassette tape collection, which is pretty awesome. And it was something that I never expected to happen, which is really, really neat. So I'll kind of tell the story here. Is that back in April, I was setting up for the live stream for church, and this one boy that goes to our church, he was following me around and offered to help, and I said sure, yeah. And then he was talking about his birthday was coming up, and he said oh he wished, and then he was we were up in the media room, and he's looking at some of these old cassette tapes, and he's like admiring it, and I'm going oh that's great, he's getting into music. And it was actually kind of refreshing to see such a young kid actually have an interest in something that's, you know, outdated, basically. But boy, am I wrong, actually, because cassette tapes are making a comeback. But anyway, at that time, I didn't realize it. So I thought, I hope somebody, I said, I hope somebody can get him a cassette tape player, and tape. And I would say a couple days later, maybe a little more, I receive an Amazon gift card in the mail. And his birthday's same day as my birthday. So this gift card was an early birthday present for me. So I thought, here we go. I'm going to price a Walkman cassette player, and hoping that I have enough on the card to get him that plus the cassette. And I wasn't sure where to start on what, how to get him, like, because I don't know what genre he likes. But knowing me and how I was born and raised, rock and roll's what I was born and raised on. So I'm going Christian rock. He's real into the Bible and stuff like that too. So I thought, yeah, I'll get him Petra or something. I gotta find a cassette tape, that's Petra. And I'm going, Petra would be the cassette era. So I thought, yeah. So it turns out I found, and I actually had enough for a bundle, actually. Got 3 cassettes that were Petra for one price, along with the tape player, Walkman tape player, which is what he was specifically hoping for. So that was really cool that I was able to bless him with that present. So, because I was excited when the tapes came and I did a test run to see if they actually worked, and I got way too excited. And so I showed it off into a Christian rock and metal page on Facebook. And so it turns out somebody that I know, a friend of mine, which now this is part of my story now, um, is that he um, messaged me, says, "Hey, I have a whole stack of tapes that I don't want anymore. Don't really need them anymore." So he offered, say, "Hey, you can pick tapes out for the boy, or you can pick some for yourself." And that's exactly what I did. I picked a good many for this boy, and I kept some myself. So it was actually really neat because I was getting interested in how the cassette things work, because although it's like a really slow process with rewinding and fast forward, it's like the rewinding fast forward stuff, it's all slow. But like unlike CDs where you can just skip, press buttons, but this you have to press a button, let it rewind, sit and wait for it, for each side, not just one side. You got to do that for. But anyway, it was still cool, especially whenever the tapes are in good condition. Wow, they all can sound really good still, and and I thank you, Gary, for the cassettes. That was a blessing. Really, thank you so much for blessing me with those. Whether the ones that I kept or the ones that I gave away. They are a blessing, and it's been a blessing for me to spend a couple of months just listening to these tapes. I know I didn't listen every day, but yeah. But spent some time listening to the tapes, and they're good condition, and some very, very classic bands from the 70s and 80s in Christian rock and roll. So now I'll get into this. And the first tape here is Stryper's The Yellow and Black Attack. Now, before I had this tape, I had streamed it on Spotify. And the songs that on the track list, which probably couldn't see that, but yeah, it was a pretty good track. And when I first listened, I thought, pretty good tape. Pretty good album. It just didn't feel like the Stryper that I was used to, because it's the first album. But after I got the tape out, I was like, that's my second go-round with the Yellow and Black Attack. It was actually really, really, I actually ended up really enjoying it. Some of my favorite songs on there is Loud and Clear. Pretty much all of it. From Wrong to Right, My Love I'll Always Show, You Know What to Do, Come On Rock, and then Reason for the Season. That is my main reason why I love this album, is Reason for the Season. It's a song that, when you hear the words, you don't think it's Christmas, but yeah, it is. It's a little bit of both, Christmas and anytime. But, so anyway, those are my favorites from the Yellow Black Attack. And I'm actually doing 3 tapes this time because not only were they full album tapes, but I also got some singles too. This one is actually the Reason for the Season single. I wasn't really thinking about it whenever I said, I selected the Yellow and Black Attack. That it was like, oh yeah, that had Reason for the Season on it. And then so I ended up getting the single. And I was pleasantly surprised that not only that, but it has the actual recording of Winter Wonderland instead of the live version. And I like the banter at the beginning. That's what makes the recording version better than the live version. And then also, I love this song, Reach Out. This is yet another single by Stryper. And Reach Out comes from the album Soldiers Under Command. So those are some pretty solid tapes. I mean, especially Stryper. I mean, I've been a fan of Stryper for a while. And so it's pretty cool having a Stryper collection in the cassette form. And I also have a couple of Stryper CDs. I'm kind of interested in maybe go vinyl, kind of play around with something even older than cassettes, So, I'm now coming to the end here, so, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll come back with it next week. I think I'm going to do this weekly. I'm still trying to figure things out, and because I don't do scripts, it's all coming right here raw. What comes right off the top of my head. So anyway, yet again, thank you very much, Gary, and it's just amazing how God does things, You bless somebody, and then he blesses you right back. And that's basically one of my main reasons why I'm sharing this, the collection. It's not because it's materialistic and stuff like that. It's because for my love of music, which God knows. I mean, he knows everything, of course. And so, but then, just because I blessed somebody, that the blessings come back. And it's cool to see how God moves. And I mean, I hope that none of this sounded, like I was being full of myself or anything. It's just, I'm trying to talk about God and how he moves, and, sometimes it's on a personal personal level. So and this whole situation was very, very personal. And but God works in all kinds of ways that you can see, whether it affected you directly or even affects other people. And it's fun to watch. It really is. Yeah. So anyway, I'll see you next week. God bless you guys.